What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Stump, and welcome back to Rank 101, turning noobs to pros since 2020. Now, this Rank 101 video is going to be formatted a little differently, and hopefully it could be just as informative and entertaining as the way I've been doing it before. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to keep this new format, or if you want me to go back to the old way of doing things where I just watch your video for the first time and then give you tips as I see fit. And if you want to submit your ranked games for Rank 101 videos, then check out my Discord server linked in the description, and then check out the Rank 101 channels. Make sure you follow all the rules so that way you can format your video properly. You can either submit your full rank gameplay or edit out everything after you die each round. Doesn't matter to me, but without further ado, let's get into today's Ranked 101 session. Today's Rank 101 brings us Romance, a Diamond 4 player, and he is playing on Raid. Now, this player played very well during this game. He could get kills and has decent aim, even with that shaky gyro. He hesitates off of spawn on the breach a couple of times and isn't sure where they want to play. His bomb site clearing for both A site and B site, as well as utility lineups, could definitely use some work. There were a couple of times where they run with their knife out when they shouldn't and almost get killed because of it, and then gets killed because of it. Coalition side utility definitely needs work, especially for B site. And has a bad habit of ignoring players that not only killed their teammate, but are in a position to kill them. So the tips I have for you today for Raid are how to play the default positions, how to clear A site and B site on Raid, and also the best utility for both A site and B site on Raid, and also your map awareness. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we're going to start with the breach on Raid, and the default positions for the breach, you don't have to necessarily follow them as strictly as the coalition do, but it will give you an idea on what positions you need to play if you are solo queuing or you're having a hard time deciphering how the coalition is setting up. So for the default positions for the breach, you have Belong, obviously, and then you also have Heaven, which is another default position, allows you to get this high angle up here. Allows you to look down into the B site, into areas that players with Belong can't exactly see. Mainly these two spots right here. And the next we have mid and mid vents. Now you can play mid from either here in B-con, over here in A-con, or from at the top of mid right there. And you play this position so that way you're able to push through past this mid player and also get into vents as well to be able to hold off any players trying to rotate. And then the last default position is here on gravel or A-long. This is also a very nice lurk angle that you can play as well in case they do try to push around, try to push through mid, through A-con. You'll be right here ready to take them off guard, catch them by surprise. It'll also let you know who's all playing on A side, who's all playing on B side, where all the players are playing. It'll give you an idea of what you guys need to do for that round. Alright, next let's go over site clearing. Now for you, for A site, you have your crosshair in decent positions, but you're just swinging everything and you're not really looking at the right spot when you need to. Like, you're swinging out here, looking at this position, and you're exposed to this position here and this position, and then you swing over here, looking at this, and then it's like you're going through the motions when clearing A site. Like, you know you have to put your crosshair here, you know you gotta put your crosshair here, you gotta put your crosshair here, also you gotta put your crosshair here, and then also here at some point. So let's fix that. Utility is going to play a big factor into how you're going to clear this bomb site, but we'll get to those later in the video. The first angle you want to clear is right here. This is the first position you're going to find players. They could either be on the back of the site right here, or there could be standing right by this barrel. You'll just have to adjust your aim accordingly. Then you'll want to adjust and swing this angle right here. There's players that could sit behind this barrel crouched, so you could either have it right crosshair right here or up here. And then the next position you're going to swing is this one right here. There's a lot of players that like to sit this spot back here. You can try and spam it, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you want, you could probably just nade it. Or if you have it, you can Cindy it out. Get them out of there. force them into a firefight. After you clear this position, then you're going to swing this, and you're going to look for this player right here. I like to sit in this spot sometimes, and it's a great way, especially if you got a shotgun. You can sit here, swing them, bam, and you can just take it by surprise while they're fighting over here. If they don't check this, this is going to leave them completely exposed. And then once you check this, you're going to swing this angle right here, because sometimes players will sit in this spot and they'll either sit right here like this, or they'll sit further back and try and get a head glitch onto you. So in case they do try and get the head glitch, you can just fast peek it and then force them out into the open. But again, utility will play a factor into it, and depends on what utility is thrown as well. You can jiggle it or swing it fast and then force them out into the open here. And then once you clear ramp, then you can swing this angle right here, looking at these stairs. Then you can swing this angle right here in case anyone's playing this deep angle, and back into this angle as well. And then you've got these stairs over here clear as well. And then you've basically cleared out all of A site. The only thing that you don't clear effectively is this tunnel entrance right here, but you don't need to worry about that. All right, now for B site, let's assume that there's nobody on this CT angle here, or as they call it, exterior path north. So the first angle you're going to clear is this one right here by this tunnel entrance. And then you also got this position here that could be used, that's kind of an off angle. And then you also got the top of these boxes right here, also very common. And then after that, you also have this angle right here, common cubby spot that a lot of players like to hide sometimes. Then you also have the top of these boxes here, and then you get close, and then you swing this angle right here. Because sometimes you'll have players sitting up here. I've had a player sit up here. I tried to shoot it through the box, but I missed. Then once you clear this top angle here, you're going to swing and check this back angle. And then once you clear that, you're going to check vents. So the same thing like the ramp on A site, you also have players that'll sit and try to hold this head glitch right here to try and get players trying to pass through. Now there is utility that I will be showing for B site later that can clear this angle out. A safer clear would be to clear all the way over to this angle here and then swing this, because they'll be sitting right here out in the open. If you swing right here, your head's going to be up here, their head's going to be looking here. But if you swing here, they're going to have to readjust very quickly. But you'll have your crosshair already on them, planted right there. Then you can clear out this back angle, clear out back at B site, and that's B site clear. So keeping these positions in mind will give you an idea on where players can play and also be able to deal with them accordingly. And speaking of dealing with them accordingly, here's the best utility for both A site and B site, starting with B site. So to start, you're going to look for this brick structure on the left side of this brick structure, and you're going to aim right at this flat portion. Not this side, this side. You're going to aim to the left, because if you aim to the right, then it's just going to either miss or it's going to bounce off to the right here, and we don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to get all the way over here, look for this, and you're going to aim up. Right around here is a good spot. You don't want to hit the ceiling. So you're going to run down to the ramp, and once you hit the bottom of the ramp, you're going to jump through the flash while running. It's going to flash around this box, and it's going to blind any coalition pushing into the bomb site. Even if they try and clear it, you're still going to get tinnitus, which is going to help players pushing up heaven to not be noticed because of the sound that they make going up the stairs. So after you throw that flash, you're going to immediately get your incendiary grenade out, and after the flash pops, you're going to swing this, and you're going to run throw the incendiary deep into B long. This will keep any players that have pushed back into this area, and it'll push it back even further behind this incendiary. So then after you throw this incendiary, you're going to come over here to this hole right here, and you're going to get stuck on it. And you're going to look over to this window right here. You're going to notice there's a metal beam right here that is going across, and when we get stuck on this pole like this metal beam lines up with this mortar line right here. And you're going to look about a quarter of the way up the mortar line. And then once you're there, you're going to let go and throw. This smoke is going to land right here. And what this will do is it will completely cover this angle, and most of this angle. It'll force them out into this angle right here, which you'll be able to use to your advantage. And once you swing this, you'll be able to force them out into here. Take this firefight. You could even take this and throw that in the back there, and be able to take this firefight with relative ease. So if the smoke's right there, That's not it. And what the smoke will also do is when you're throwing it,
Throwing a smoke grenade!
it'll also be able to allow you to push up into here and clear this angle without worry of any players in tunnels to see you. Because if they're holding this angle right here, they're not going to see anything. So you're able to jump up here, clear this out, and then be able to plant safely behind these barrels right here. And so altogether, your utility for B site should look like this. Bottom of the ramp, jump through the flash, incendiary ready, deep incendiary, get your smoke ready, aim up for this mortar line right here, throw, wait for it to pop, then you clear it, push, you, not that, throw that,
Throwing frag!
clear this out, take this fight, then you come up here, clear this out, clear this, and then just plant the bomb. And that's how you take B-Site with that utility. I really like this smoke, not because it's a 200 IQ smoke, but I'm the one who found this myself. I found it myself, and if it's already a thing, oh well. I found it by myself through intuition. All right, now for A-Site utility. To take A-Site, you're going to look for this middle line in yard, and you're going to run up until you're lined up with this brick wall on the right here. Then you're going to look for this middle line on this window, and you're going to aim up to the second ring of the smokestack. We're going to look for this leftmost edge, and we're going to aim at that. And then we're just going to throw.
Smoke out!
This will smoke out the tunnel here, and it'll keep these angles and any of those deep angles being able to spot players pushing into A-Site. Then after that smoke goes over, you're going to run to this corner with your flash out and look up to this metal pole on this metal structure right here, and you're going to jump through this flash.
Tossing flashbang!
This will flash anyone pushing into A-Site, and then after you throw the flash, you're going to grab your incendiary and look at this metal structure right here and aim at the tip, and then you're going to jump through this incendiary. What that incendiary will do is it will burn anyone sitting on A-Site, especially behind this box right here, because this is also a very common spot for players to sit. It'll just burn them out and force them out even further into the site. So then after you throw the incendiary, you can run up this wall here, and you can throw this nade into ramp to do damage to any players that are sitting on ramp. So if they're sitting here, it's going to blow up right next to them. It's going to do significant damage. And so altogether, your A-Site utility should look like this. Smoke grenade out, aim up here, jump through this.
Smoke grenade coming up.
And then you'll come into this corner, jump through this flashbang, jump through the incendiary, and then optional, you can just throw this nade into ramp, clear out the right side, check ramp, don't have to worry about that too much, and then you can just take A-Site. And now let's talk about your mini-map awareness, or your map awareness in general. This is a skill that is developed over time and it comes with experience, but a good way to describe map awareness is like driving a car down a road. Your main focus is the road, or it's where you are aiming first. And while looking down the road is your main focus, you don't want to be just focused on that because there's other things going on around you that you need to be aware of. Like cars pulling up to the road from side roads, and then you also got to check your speed to make sure you're not going too fast to get pulled over. And also you're looking for road signs to see where your next exit is, or what street you're on, or what street you need to turn onto, etc. So when you're driving down the road and you want to check something like your speed or the road signs or the side of the roads, you're not shifting your focus, because if you're not focused on the road, then you're not looking where you're going. And if you're not looking where you're going, you're going to end up crashing. So instead of shifting your focus, you're just glancing. So you're looking down the road, glance at your speed, slow down a little bit, going down the road, see a car over there, take a look, see if they're trying to run through the red light, going down the road, see the sign, oh, gotta turn here, put on my turn signal, make sure it's going the right way, and then you turn onto your road. The same thing applies to critical ops. All right, you're holding the angle, oh, someone died. Look at the mini-map. Where did they die? Oh, it wasn't my teammate. Okay, hold the angle. Oh, my teammate just died. Where did they die? Did they die next to me? Okay, shifting focus. Go to check at this angle. Hold this angle. Oh, I hear something behind me. Got to turn around. Bang. dead. It's not necessarily multitasking, it's shifting focus when you have to. Unless you haven't driven before and don't know how to drive yet because you don't have your driver's license, then play a racing game and try to drive normally. That's how I learned how to drive. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you learned something today. And now your takeaway for this video is to practice the utility that I've shown in this video, as well as how to clear each bomb site. And as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.